What is up, guys? Eric from Beat-Sonic. Today we have something very exciting we're going to be doing. We're going to be installing a brand new product that we just released. We're going to be installing a front camera with our front camera adapter on this brand new Toyota 4Runner. This new front camera adapter works with all the brand new trucks. It's a plug and play installation. It allows you to add an additional front camera input to your vehicle factory screen. A lot of cool features on this new product. I'll walk you through how to install it. And stay tuned, let me show you how everything installs.
Alrighty guys, as Eric mentioned, I'm going to be routing the front camera, our new BCAM13. So the new camera actually comes with the camera itself, an extension, and then the link to the module right here. Let's get started. On the top here, all these push tabs. Alright, just pull these out. Alright, this should lift right up. Set that puppy down. Let's see where we're gonna route this camera. Right here, look at that, flat spot. Thank you, Toyota. If you got a front camera, what would you use your front camera for? Would it be for parking? Personally, for me, I would use it as like a baby monitor when you have kids, you know, just click a button and it's like, oh my God, your baby's right there. What would you use it for? Comment down below. All right, we'll just plan this routing right here just to see how much length we have. Same as the Tacoma, we'll be going through here. This will probably rest and settle right here. And then the extension is the one that we will route to the inside. Then, right here, around here, there's like this covering. You're just gonna wanna pull that away from where all those wires are, and then that's where we're gonna be puncturing. All right, so I'm gonna get right in there. You can pull these back, and it's gonna expose the goodness right there. Puncture this through. Oh, the whole thing just came right lifted. If you try to puncture it through, that whole housing for that grommet just kind of comes right out. So it kind of does that. I'm just gonna pop it back in. I'm gonna try it again. All right guys, so what we're gonna do, this grommet's pretty soft and there's kind of like spider looking slits that go along it, so we're just going to route this around it. We're going to tape the part to the side of it just so that it's not kind of wedged in. I mean, we're not too concerned about that, but to save you some time, male-female side plugs in right here, so you know this part goes inside. And then I reach in there, it goes straight through. So right here, you're going to see that harness coming out right around that side. I'm going to pull it all the way straight through. Pop this housing back in. And then now that we know the kind of general area that it's going to be going through, we'll tape off that part of the wire just so that it doesn't flex too much, but just so that it meets here, right there. And then we'll tidy all this up after we mount the camera. The wire right here in the grommet, it's right to the side here. There's like a factory puncture right here where you see that little gray hose coming out of, that gray wire coming out of. I just punctured it right through the side. There should be a little slit right there. So on the grommet, if you're having a little trouble like poking it through, cut a little slit on the side. That way you could kind of wedge the wire like right inside. And then this, we're gonna just do a clean route all the way. I'm gonna expose the extension connection right here. Yeah, in case he needs to remove it for any reason, needs to take the bumper off or whatever. That way he doesn't have to do the whole thing. So right here is our camera. And this is about the center point. I'll route it first just because even if it looks visually straight, I want to let Eric number one route everything and then kind of have it all the interfaces and all installed. That way you could tell me left or right, or if it doesn't look centered, we could always make camera adjustments. But I'll put that right there. And then I'll just zip tie everything. So for what you'll need for front camera install, you're gonna need zip ties, wire cutter to trim the zip tie. Actually, everything else comes with the kit. And then you're just gonna need a puncture tool or something to get through that. They're like $4 on Amazon. So we'll make the first tie right here. There's a wire loom and a harness that I'll show you after I tie it up here. Right behind this beam. And then if I pull it a little bit, make sure that there's enough slack for this. So I'll tie the first one right here. There's factory wire loom. If you don't know what wire loom is, it's stuff that all looks like this. It's casing for like all the harnesses and wires and stuff. That's what I like to tie it to. It just seems the most secure and the most stable there. And then this, I'll tie this one so it's not visible or in the way to the horn. Okay, and then we'll leave these parts always facing out so we know where to trim. All right, and then this beam right here, there's a little L-shape pathway that kind of comes right here around this corner. I like to feed it through. Sometimes we like to get that little grabber tool. Okay, and a lot of the metal edges around this car are pretty sharp, so the last thing you want to do is just yank this. You just want to make sure that it kind of feeds through smoothly. Here's the next point, right here, right next to the washer reload cap or the refuel cap. And then we always want to go underneath and behind when routing. Personal preference, because you don't want to see all of these exposed. You know what I'm saying? So even for right here, yeah, maybe I'll tie it here first, then I'll tie it right here, and then I'll just follow this all underneath this cover, and then we could have everything extended right there. Okay, and as mentioned, this will tuck right underneath here. This will go over and under. Tuck this bad boy underneath again. Follow the same suit. Tuck this all the way underneath. And then let this come down right here. And then I'll tie it again right there. And right here, we're gonna make the connection. What I'm gonna do is I'll make sure this goes around and underneath, away from everything. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insulate it with electric tape, just so it doesn't come apart. All right, let's trim all these wires up first before we get to the wire cleaning up and wire management part of it. All these parts, I had it stick out just so that we could find these pretty easily. Right there, right there, right there, and right there. Very important, you don't snip the actual harness itself. Okay, so we're gonna move this off to the side a little bit. And then, if you're wondering how to take this off without removing it or breaking anything, just take a look at this. Look at the way all of these are sliding. These you're gonna push forward, this you're gonna push to the left, that one to the right, and then when you put it back together, you're gonna follow the same suit. But what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna put it behind here. I'll put it right in here, like that, and then I'll just tie that together. It doesn't matter if it's too messy in there because it'll be clean once we take it out. And I'll only do one zip tie. And then from right here, push that in. This one right here, you line it up, push it in right there. And this one does flex a little bit. You won't break it. Maybe I'll do this one first. Yeah. Right, and then the final wires, tuck it underneath. A lot cleaner. Now we're done, at least for this side, other than mounting that, but we'll save that part. And then for this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside. The extension's already in there, so we left a lot of slack here. We're gonna leave this part not plugged in, because once he does all the routing and stuff, you wanna make sure that you give yourself enough slack to kind of route this through and then meet it to the radio. But just so that we don't lose it, we'll have it plugged in. We'll leave this for him right over here. Okay, so now Eric number one's gonna show you how we're gonna route all of the interface module and everything into the radio and how it's gonna meet the extension that we had prepared for him. So I'll switch it over to him.
All right guys, the first step we're gonna do is remove this panel up here and just pry it out. Super easy. That will expose the 4 10mm bolts. I'm gonna remove it using our wrench. Okay, once that is out, all we have to do is grab a hold of the radio and pull it out towards you. All right, there we go. And once it is out, I suggest you guys lay a thick towel down here where you could rest the radio. All right, the next step, what we're gonna do is, let's open up our CS15. And inside here, you'll find a button here. And for this customer, we are going to put it right here, one of the blank spots on the center console. And of course, our plug and play harness right here, and our module right here. And here is an optional cable. This cable is used to add a second camera or second video input, and it also has the camera, ground, and power that we're going to be using to power up our front camera. So within this harness, let's take this optional harness, connect it like so. So the front camera is going to be connected to the main one here, and we are going to utilize these camera power and ground to power up our front camera. And on the other side here are the two connectors we're going to connect to the radio, and opposite of it will connect to the original connectors that are currently connected into the factory radio. So they're labeled A and B. So let's look behind the radio, and these are the two connectors that we're going to be focusing on. The one closer to the passenger side is the letter A, the one in the center is B. And let's disconnect both. So press down on the release tab, it's going to be right under this, and just kind of pull it out. And when you're pulling out, if you have a hard time, you could wiggle it left and right. So let's grab our A, and let's connect our A connector. Make sure you hear that click. We'll do the same for the B. All right. And next, let's connect it to the radio. And once again, make sure you always hear that click. There we go. And on the other side here, we'll connect it to our module, like so. All right. And the other small connector will connect to our switch, like so, okay? And next, let me go ahead and disconnect this for now. I'm going to push the radio back in, and let's figure out how to route the cable all the way down here so we could put it right here. So for now, let's leave it back here. Okay, we will organize it later. So first, let's remove the shift knob, push the shift knob down like so. And if you look down here, there's a little metal clip. Okay, I'm gonna push it left and then go up. I believe this is all just being held by clips. So there's a panel removal tool. Let's see if I could pry this out. All right, there it is. Pretty easy. And let's pop this out. I'm gonna push it out from the inside. All right, next, let's grab our connector, disconnect this side here. All right, and we're gonna pop this in. And we're gonna route this cable from down here all the way above. There's these two optional wiring. This is for the backlight. Even without this, the LED here will show. For this customer, we're not gonna do that or install these two wires, so we're just going to insulate this over here. This will connect back to the connector here, and the other side will have to be routed up here. So let's go ahead and do that. So while this is out here, I'm gonna pull the radio out, and we're going to fish this cable all the way down this way from here. There it is. All right, we'll just let it hang out here for a bit. And while this is here, let's connect our cable. Before we route this further, I want to route this cable up there. These guys. I'm gonna pull this wire that we just routed all the way here. I'm gonna grab this camera cable. I'm gonna go right here under the steering column. Let me grab it. Okay. All right, it's right here. And I'm going to attach this right here. I'll tape this all the way to the top of here, and then I'll just pull it on the wire. And let's grab this other side of this front camera harness, like so, okay? And we'll tape this together so that it'll never come apart. And on the other side of here, this is a lot of extra wires and cabling, so I will keep this wire tie here just to keep things a bit more organized. Just going to borrow some wires. I just need this much. We'll snip off the ends, we'll strip it, and then we will connect it to these guys right here. The camera and also the ground will connect. This RCA cable, we are not going to be using this, so we'll put it away. We'll just insulate it, and this front camera RCA positive will connect to this side right here. We'll insulate this too. And then we'll connect those, and then we'll clean up the wires. So let me go ahead and do that now. So when you're connecting these wires together, I'll leave it up to you guys how you want to connect it. You could solder it, you could use crimping, you could use bullet connectors. So there's no specific way that we could recommend. It's whatever works for you, just go ahead and do that. All right, so we went ahead and just organized the wire a bit. For us, this should be pretty good. It's not going anywhere. And you don't want any of the exposed RCAs or any of the wires to be touching anything. Now let's mount this behind the radio. There's a flat spot back there. It's all the way back there. Now let me carefully tuck in all the wires and the cables behind the radio and then finish routing the button, and that will conclude the installation. So we're dropping this harness to the back side of this. Okay, catch it here. We'll go around. We'll tuck it in under these panels. We will route this under this panel piece here, between this and the carpet, and we'll catch it down here. All right, here we go. Got the cable here. So basically we went behind this panel piece and tucked it under here. And like I said earlier, since we're not using these two wires over there, let's tape them up. There's no power source coming out of it, so you don't have to worry about it touching anything. It won't short. Let's connect it right here. So, all right. Okay, pop this back in and let's reinstall the shift knob. Now before we tidy everything up, or actually before we screw these back in, let's turn the car and let's make sure everything is working as it should. All right, pressing once. All right, looks like all the functions working. Let's bolt the screws back in behind the radio, and that will finish our installation after we permanently mount the front camera. All right guys, so while the other Eric is mounting the front camera, let me go over some of the functions of our adapter. There's a timer on it, so once the timer is done, it will automatically go back to its original factory screen. The default time is 15 seconds, so you can change it anywhere between 5 seconds all the way to 20 seconds. You can even disable the timer so that unless you press the button again, it'll stay at that camera mode. So that's the first one. The second one is front camera auto turn on. So whenever your car slows down to parking lot speeds, it will automatically switch over to the front camera. That is one of the functions that the factory Toyota 360 camera have. This adapter also has that function as well. And we also have the additional camera input. As I shown you earlier, there's an additional RCA cable. And also we have the backup camera push to view mode, where you press the button twice and the factory backup camera turns on even while you are driving. So for this, right now, the push to view backup camera is turned on. I will also turn on the automatic front camera feature. So to do that, let's first turn off the car. So what you wanna do, push and hold the camera, turn on the car, wait until the LED blinks green slowly. Slow green blink. There it is, we'll let go. We see it blink once, that means it's turned off. Press it twice, and the auto front camera is now turned on. Push and hold to save your changes. There it is. Now when the car slows down, the front camera will turn on automatically. All right guys, well that concludes our installation demonstration video today of our front camera adapter on this brand new Toyota 4Runner. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. We are very happy to answer every single one of them. You can also email us at info@beatsonicusa.com. This product is available on our website, beatsonicusa.com. You can purchase it today. It's in stock. And if you are new to this channel, help our channel, give us that subscribe button and also that thumbs up. It'll really help us out. Thank you very much. As always guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next video.